So what is this meeting shaping up to look like? Because you're not seeing the willingness to concede on either side, really. So how's this going to go?
Well, we know the things that we've been talking about for a long time, and that is, number one, securing the border, working very closely with President Trump to make sure that he's got the resources he needs to start building the wall. This is something President Trump campaigned on, and even people that disagree with him know that it was a front and center issue, and the people across this country made a strong statement when they elected President Trump that they wanted to get the economy back on track. They wanted to stand for rule of law by securing our border, and it starts with these conversations, and ultimately, I think we're going to get an agreement.
You know, the American people wake up this morning and they see a really aggressive agenda that Congress has before them, whether it's the budget, the border wall, DACA, immigration reform. This is setting up to be a very busy year, and many have just one question: what actually will get done?
Well, as you said, it is going to be a busy year, but if you look at the things that we have to do, it starts with trying to get a budget agreement to make sure we can properly fund our Department of Defense. With all the threats that we see around the world, Iran in disarray, but moving towards a nuclear weapon, North Korea trying to advance their ability to deploy a nuclear weapon, Russia trying to get more aggressive around the world. We need to make sure that our men and women in uniform have the tools they need, and right now that's in question, and so we need to get an agreement to get a true defense appropriations bill that we can pass to the president's desk so that we can make sure our men and women have the things they need, and then work to continue getting our economy back on track. And I do think we need to look at things not only like immigration, but we also need to look at things like welfare reform, getting people back into the workforce, as companies are going to be needing more workers. When
you go back to the words of Kellyanne Conway a few moments ago on America's Newsroom saying no DACA without funding for the wall, you just wonder where Democrats are willing to compromise. And I could ask the same of Republicans, obviously, on that.
Well, Kellyanne is right. And in number one, like she said, the president actually has a real detailed plan on this for anybody that wants to go see it. And it's been out there for a long time, and he got elected on this. But if you look at what the Democrats really want on Dreamers, if they're sincere about it, and I think this is an important point, when they had supermajorities in the House and Senate, Nancy Pelosi was Speaker, Barack Obama was President, they didn't do anything on immigration. So they weren't serious about it back then, but we are serious about working to get a solution to this problem. It doesn't mean amnesty, but what it does mean is border security, starting to build the wall, working with President Trump on that, and then working on an ability to get an agreement on the people that came here through DACA, so that they don't get amnesty, but they do get something that we can actually get an agreement on. And there's a plan that can be reached if the Democrats are serious about getting an agreement.
Well, one area where Republicans can certainly claim victory is getting tax reform done by the end of last year. And as we head into the new year, a lot of folks wondering, when will they start to reap the benefits of that and actually see some improvement in their paychecks, Congressman?
Well, the good news is they already are starting to see it. And, yesterday morning I touted on our website, majoritywhip.gov, we actually have a list of companies that have been giving raises, giving bonuses to their employees already with the tax bill just signed days into law. And then yesterday, 2 more companies, Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, announced the same thing. I think what you're seeing is this idea that American workers are in demand again. And so it's going to continue throughout the year. Just in my district, I'm going to tour tomorrow, local family-owned company called Blessing Marine. They're doing the same thing. They made more than $1 million investment in their workers because of this tax cut bill passed. So small businesses like that are doing the same things that the larger high-profile companies like AT&T are doing.
A lot of interesting moves that we saw right at the end of the year there and in the beginning of the year. January 19th is the deadline that we're looking at. Will a shutdown be avoided?
Yes, and we've avoided it in the past. And, in the House, the Republicans had to do it on our own before December 22nd. It's going to get worked out before January 19th as well. But both parties have to be willing to come to the table. We've been there from the beginning. Hopefully the Democrats get there, too.
All right, well, from one Tiger to another, go LSU, Congressman Scalise.
Go Tigers.
Always good to see you. I love that moment, Saints, too, where Nancy Pelosi was sitting next to you in those days that followed, wearing that LSU T-shirt. We just had that on the screen there, and those are nice moments to remember.
See, we can bring everybody together with purple and gold, and then black and gold this Sunday.
Love it. All right, thank you, Congressman.